Hello soulmates, welcome back again to the channel. Today my name is Jenny. I welcome you guys to the month of October. Happy new month. So today's video I'm going to be showing you guys on how to cut and sew this beautiful blouse as you can see on the screen. So I made this blouse with just 2.5 yards because of the bell sleeve. Okay, so if this sounds like what I'm interested to learn, guys, don't forget to subscribe, like and share this video. And also thank you to my new and my returning subscribers. Thank you guys for all your support. Thank you for everything that you guys have been doing for me in this channel. I really appreciate. Okay, and also don't forget our fashion editing class, which is ongoing on the month of October. Thank you guys. So let's get into it. Welcome back again, soulmates. So guys, this is the beautiful Ankara fabric I'll be using for today's tutorial. So I have 6 yards of Ankara fabric here, but at the end I think I made use of 2.5 yards. Okay, so it depends on the body size. So I will just go ahead now and open this up. So guys, I've gone ahead to fold my fabric into two. So we are cutting out the back pattern first, and we're going to be using it to cut out the front. So the first thing I'm going to be doing is to mark out the zip allowance. So we are going to be cutting directly on our fabric. That means we are using freehand. And the length of this blouse is going to be around 25.5. Okay, so that is how long I want it to be. So you can make it 26 depending how long you want it to be. I'm going to mark my half length 16.5, my bust point 10 inches, and my armhole length, which is 8 inches, okay, plus the shoulder slope. Since the blouse length is 25, I'm going to add stitching allowance of 2 inches. So if I measure down from the waistline to the point I want the blouse length to be, so it's going to be around 9 inches. So just add about 9 to 10 inches to your half length, okay, to get the blouse length. I hope you understand. So after doing that, I'm going to just connect all the points together. Coming to the starting line, the first thing I'm going to do now is to mark the half of my shoulder measurement, and I'm going to add half inch to that because we are cutting directly on the fabric. Okay, then after doing that, I'm going to also mark it on the chest line. Then I'm going to connect my armhole length like this. Then after that, go ahead and divide your bust measurement divided by 4, and I'm going to add my stitching allowance of 1.5. Okay, so I got 9 plus 1.5. Coming down to the waist area, divide your waist measurement by 4 and add your stitching allowance plus your dart. So this is going to have a dart, so add 1 inch for the dart. Going down to the hip length, divide your hip by 4 and add your stitching allowance of 1.5. Okay, so you can add up to 2 inches because we are turning with lining, but I think 1.5 stitching allowance is okay for me. Then after doing that, go ahead and connect it like this. Okay, for the neck width, I'm going to be using 3 inches for the back. Then also for the neck depth of the back, I'm going to be using 1 inch. So then I'm going to just connect it like this. You can see with a nice curve using my free hand. After doing that, I'm going to divide what I have at this armhole part by 2 to get the midpoint. Remember to come down by half inch for the shoulder slope. So get the midpoint and go in by half inch to have a very nice armhole curve. You can curve this with your hand, or you can use your pattern master, just like the way I'm doing like this. Okay, so after doing this, guys, I'm going to just use my hand to connect it properly. After connecting it, guys, I'm also going to connect the shoulder slope like so. So I'm going to go up by 1.5 inches towards the side at the bottom of the blouse like this, okay, to eliminate this sharp point at that area. Then that is it for the back. Go ahead and cut this out.
I don't really know what comes next. I'm just doing my best, even though I'm so stressed out. Everything just feels like a test that I fail, so depressed when I can't seem to get out. But something deep inside won't let me quit.
So guys, after cutting it, this is what we have for the back. I'm going to pin it up like so. Then I'm going to also notch the zip allowance like this. So this zip allowance, now we are going to just fold it like this. Okay, just go ahead and fold in the zip allowance because we are going to be placing this on another folded fabric for the front. So fold in the zip allowance. So guys, I've gone ahead to fold another fabric, okay, for the front. and I'm going to also go in by 1 inch from the center front. So just mark 1 inch. Then after marking the 1 inch, I'm going to place the back pattern like this. Just watch carefully what I'm doing. It's very easy. So just place the back pattern like this. You can see. So make sure the center back is on that line, that's 1 inch line. Okay, so after doing that, I will just go ahead and trace the neck area and the shoulder area, then cut it out.
Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game.
Then after cutting it out, when I get to the shoulder area, I'm going to stop for now to get the neck depth of the front. So for the neck depth, I'm going to be using 3.5 inches. So I'm going to just mark 3.5 inches for the neck depth. Okay, then just connect it nicely like this with a curve. You can see the way I'm connecting it, so make sure you connect it properly. So after doing that, I'm also going to come down by 4 inches because this is going to have a slit at the front. So you can come down as low as 5 to 7 inches, so depending how deep you want this slit at the front to be. So for me, I think 4 inches is okay. I don't want any part to reveal much. Okay, then you go ahead and cut out the neck area. Okay, so go ahead and cut out your neckline. So after cutting out the neckline of the front, the next thing I'm going to do is to come down from the shoulder to my half length. Then from the half length, I'm going to also come down by 2 inches like this. You can see what I'm doing. So after doing that, now at the hem area towards that 1 inch at the center front, I went in by 1.5 inches. Then I'm going to just connect like this. So after connecting, go ahead and cut it out. Just watch the way I'm cutting this out. Okay, so guys, after cutting, this is what you should have. Then I'm going to open up this part, you can see, so that the front also can be separated. So I'm going to separate the front and the back. So we have two pieces now for the front. When you open it up, this is what you should have, and also the back, we have two pieces. So cut out your lining exactly the way it is on the main fabric. This is me on the sewing machine, so I'm trying to stitch up the lining and the main fabric together. Okay, so just go ahead and turn it. Make sure you place your lining on the right side of the main fabric. Make sure your lining is placed on the right side of the main fabric. Then you go ahead and stitch up the neckline. Then you stitch up the center front and the center back, and also stitch up the sides, okay, for the front and the back. So don't forget to notch as you stitch. You make sure you notch the curved area, especially the neck area, okay, where you have the curved part, and also the center front. You need to also notch the center front. Okay, so that's part at that center front. We are going to also notch it so that you don't have folds at that part. So after turning with my lining, and this is what we are having now, please don't forget to notch the neck area. So I'm going to minus 1 inch from the bottom part because this is a blouse. So we are going to be sewing the lining and the main fabric together at the bottom. So I'm supposed to add 1 inch stitching allowance instead of 2 inches stitching allowance. So that is why you see me subtracting 1 inch. Okay, so if you don't subtract this 1 inch, please, when drafting, don't make the same mistake. Make sure you add just 1 inch stitching allowance at the bottom. Okay, I think that is okay. Half inch to join the shoulder area, half inch to stitch the bottom part of the blouse. I hope you understand. So after cutting out that 1 inch, I'm going to just stitch up the bottom part like you see me doing on the video like this. Okay, so this is very easy. So this is it, I'm done. Then you go ahead and turn it out from the armhole area. So the armhole area is still open. You go ahead and turn it out. then you give it a very good press. So after turning it, guys, this is what we are having. So you can see how the bottom part now is looking like. So I will go ahead and do the same for the front. So the front now, you can see this part. I've gone ahead to stitch it up. Please watch it carefully and see the stitches I made at the center front. So I've gone ahead to stitch up this part. Okay, so after doing that, I'm also going to trim off 1 inch from the bottom like this of the front. I hope you understand all this. If you added 1 inch for your stitching allowance initially while drafting, you don't need to undergo such stress. You don't need to trim off 1 inch. You don't need to do this. It's because I added 2 inches. That is why I have to trim off 1 inch. Okay, so that I can just have 1 inch stitching allowance. So after doing that, go ahead and stitch it up at the bottom and turn it over to the right side through the armhole area. So guys, I've gone ahead to turn it at the front, and this is what we have. You can see how it's looking. When I measure now from the neck depth to that slit area, you can see we still have the 4 inches we have for the slit. That is the length of the slit. Okay, initially it was 4 and now we still have the 4 inches. Just watch carefully the way I'm stitching up this front area. So you can see this little joining at that part. About, I think we have about half inch now. You go ahead and join that part together. After joining, guys, this is what we are having. I'm gonna have to join the center front like so. Don't join the slit, just leave the slit open. The next thing I'm going to do is to place the back piece on the front piece like this, stitch up the shoulder, stitch up the sides, okay, with your body measurements. So guys, I've gone ahead to stitch it up, guys, and this is what we are having. Make sure you take out the dart, okay. So I've gone ahead to take out my dart. For the length of the back dart, what you are going to do is to measure 4 inches after your half length, okay. So you come down by 4 inches. That is where the length of the back dart is going to be. The next thing we are going to do now is to trim off the armhole area. We're almost done with this blouse. So I'm going to just trim off the armhole area. I'm going to measure my shoulder. Remember, my shoulder measurement is 7.5 inches, okay. Then we added half inch, right? Then when you minus 3 inches for my neck width, what I will have left is 4.5 inches plus the half inch I left for stitching allowance. What we are marking now is 5 inches, okay. So I'm just going to mark my 5 inches like so. I'm going to mark the length of my armhole, which is 7.5 inches. Then I'm going to just curve it up like this and trim it off. So this is very easy. Then after that, you go ahead and attach your sleeve. To attach your sleeve, you can go ahead now and measure out this armhole area, okay, to know the armhole length. So just go ahead and measure out what you have at the armhole area. Coming to the sleeve area, I've gone ahead to fold my fabric into 4 like so. So I'm starting my measurements now from the top, which is going to serve as the starting point. So I came down by 25 inches plus stitching allowance of 2 inches, making 27 inches. So that is how long I want the sleeve to be. So after getting the length of the sleeve, the next thing I'm going to do now is to get my cap height. If you want to know how to get your cap height, let me know on the comment section and I'm going to explain to you, okay. So I marked 3.5 inches for my cap height. That is what I'm marking. On that point now, I'm going to place my armhole measurements at that part, okay, that we measured earlier. Then add your stitching allowance. So after doing that, I'm going to also check what I have here and divide it into 2 like this to get the midpoint. From that midpoint, I will go up again to get the midpoint of this up area. You can see, just follow what I'm doing if you don't understand what I'm saying. So this is how I normally achieve this curve at this top part. So you just do what work best for you, okay. If you don't understand my own way of marking out my sleeve curve, so just do it the way you know how to do it best, okay. To achieve the A-line part, you can make it straight from that armhole area, just connect it all the way down to the bottom of the sleeve. Or better still, you can measure your elbow length. Replace your elbow measurement divided by 2 plus stitching allowance. You mark an A-line from that your elbow area to the bottom part. I want the A-line part to start from 8 inches. So I'm going to get my round arm measurement like so. Mine is 12, so I divided it into 2. I got 6 plus stitching allowance of 2 inches. I marked 2 inches before, but later I changed it to 1.5 inches, okay, because I'm not turning with lining. So after doing that now, I'm going to just connect like this from this 8 inches all the way down with an A-line shape, okay? The next thing I'm going to do now is to go up at this side by 1 inch to avoid this sharp area. After doing that, go ahead and cut this out. After cutting, guys, this is what we have. Is it not looking beautiful? You can see how this sleeve came out so beautiful already, okay? So the next thing I'm going to do now is to go ahead and stitch this up. So I'm going to just attach it on my blouse. I'm stitching the side up with 1 inch. At that 8 inches part, you can use your measurement and add allowance for ease, okay? So it depends on what you want, how free you want it to be. And don't forget to hem the bottom part. So guys, this is what the sleeve now is looking like. You can see how beautiful now it's looking. This is it, guys. I've attached it. I'm going to stitch up my zipper, okay? So I will just stitch up the zip area and come and show you the final look. This is it. I've gone ahead to attach my zipper, and this is what it's looking like. You can see how beautiful it's looking at the back. This is it. You can see how the shape came out also. This is a sleeve. You can see our best sleeve or the funnest sleeve, whatsoever sleeve you want to call it, or the trumpet sleeve. This is what it's looking like, looking so beautiful. This, when I turn it to the front, you can see what the front also is looking. You can see what it's looking like. You can see that slit at the bottom part. You can just see everything looking all clean and neat. So guys, which one do you prefer? Is it rocking the blouse with a pencil skirt or rocking the blouse with a flare skirt? Which one do you prefer, guys? Let me know on the comment section. Hope you love this video. Don't forget to subscribe, like and share. See you in the next video. Bye.